Now the Dodgers take the field, and they get a roar. Now here's Andy Messersmith warming up. Vin Scully knows him well and carry you along with him.
Well, Kurt, first of all, if you look in the statistics, it says that Andy Messersmith is the second strikeout pitcher in the league, back of Steve Carlton. Forget that. He has not been a strikeout pitcher for quite some time. His last game against Pittsburgh, in 7 innings, he did not strike out a batter. His start before that, he struck out 3. So forget the fact that he was second in the league in strikeouts. He does not have a curveball consistently anymore ever since he hurt his elbow. And, of course, this is a fastball hitting club. If he has his curve today, he'll pitch a very good ball game. If he doesn't, he'll be in a lot of trouble.
The first man Andy Messersmith faces is Bert Campaneris, who for the year hit .290, had 2 homers, 41 runs batted in. He was a star in last year's World Series. It was between Campaneris and Jackson for the most valuable player of the series. Jackson won out. The first pitch of the 74 series is a ball as Campaneris bluffed the bunt. The 2 men in the top of the Oakland batting order, every opponent tries to keep them off the bases. They're electrifying when they can get on, and they put an early pressure on. A 1-0 delivery, and again he bluffed the bunt and took a breaking pitch for a strike. 1-1. Bill Norris on deck. He'll be followed by Sal Bando. Messersmith is no stranger to the A's. They used to face him in the American League when he pitched with the California Angels. The 1-1 delivery. There's a high fly ball out in the left center. Going back is Jimmy Wynn. Back, he's got it. Right on the edge of the warning path, going away.
And then I think we got an example of what you talked about. The start of the game, that background, the white shirts, the glare, and Jimmy Wynn circled the ball just a bit, and he could not take his eye off that ball for fear of losing it.
There's one other thing here. The warning track is 20 feet from the wall. Up at Oakland, it's only 10 feet. So he's a little more familiar with that dirt area here.
Wynn says he's played here all year, and it still bothers him, the sun out there in the bank stands. Bill North, a ball to him. North came over to the A's in a trade with Chicago as a utility player, and he's blossomed now as an outstanding Major League center fielder. A strike to him. 1-1. He hit .260 for the season. 4 homers, 33 RBIs. There's a tapper down to Ron Say at third. He fires across. You have to unload in a hurry on North. He can get down that line.
I was waiting for that pitch. It's the first one he's thrown. I would say Andy Messersmith has the best changeup, certainly in the National League, and one of the better ones I guess we've ever seen. And North hit it off the end of the bat, which of course is what it's designed for.
Sal Bando hit .243. It was a hard .243. He had 22 homers and 103 RBIs. He led the A's in runs batted in. He hit 2 homers in the playoffs against the Orioles. A strike to him. Bando was second in the American League in runs batted in to Jeff Burroughs. His teammate Joe Rudy was third. Outside, 1-1. I asked Messersmith if he changed much since he moved over to the National League, since facing the A's. He said no, and he backed Vinny up. He said, I've just perfected my changeup. It's a lot better than it used to be. That's a strike on the corner. He took a little off again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bando is being played as a dead pull hitter as we look at Reggie Jackson on deck. Bando try and keep the ball down on him in the American League.
Andy is basically a home run pitcher because of his control.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Coming on is Buckner, waiting. Sun bothers him, puts it away. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of the first half inning, no score. 28-year-old Kenneth Dale Holtzman, who won a big one in the playoffs last Sunday, shutting out Baltimore on the mound.
He has become a control pitcher since coming over to the American League, and he's done well in postseason ball games with a 3-1 record.
And he's done well against the Dodgers when he was in the National League, beating them 14 times against 5 losses. Dave Lopes leading it off, and Holtzman drops behind him 2-0. Lopes, a .266 hitter this year, with 10 homers, 35 RBI. That's strike 3. He caught him looking with a fastball. That's grabbed the outside corner. Well, Lopes is out, and Bill Buckner's coming up. All Buckner ever does is hit 300. He hit 300 in the minors. He's a .314 hitter this year. 7 homers, 58 RBI. He makes contact, Ben.
I was just going to say, for 5 weeks in August and early September, he carried the ball club. Watch and see if he loses his bat swinging. If he does, he's in trouble.
That's a strike at the knees for Holtzman. Annos at third, Campaneris at short, Green at second, Tennis at first. That's a fly ball in the left field. Long chase for Rudy, comes over, can't grab it, it's in. Buckner makes the big turn. Rudy, considered by many the best defensive left fielder in baseball, holds him to a single. Rudy has been a great World Series player. And he got over there and held that looper to a single. Many left fielders, it would have been a double the way Buckner can run.
One of the reasons Buckner has been hitting .300 is his ability to go with the breaking ball against the left-hander the other way.
Here's Jim Wynn up, hit .271 this year, 32 homers to lead the club, and 108 runs batted in. The Dodgers have outstanding right-handed power. And in the playoffs against the Pirates, they tore up the Pirates' left-handed pitching.
Buckner is a very good base stealer. He stole 31. He was only caught 13 times. They have to watch him.
Leaning a bit. There he goes. There's a high fly in the left field. Joe Rudy comes on, has the sunglasses down, puts it away for the second out. Buckner was running on the pitch. Steve Garvey. 111 RBIs for Garvey. A tremendous final game of the playoff against the Pirates with 2 homers. He hit .312. I think 3 games in a row without a hit was his longest bad streak of the year, wasn't it, Ben?
That's right. He has forearms like the village blacksmith. And against the Pirates, he hit a low line drive over the right center field fence, 385 away.
2 down, Buckner at first. Garvey was reminiscing today about his football days at Michigan State, and he said, it's odd. My first World Series, there goes Buckner. They may have him here. The throw down, and he is out. They waited as he tried to slide around the tag. So they got him hung up. 1 hit, nobody left. At the end of the first inning, no score. The 1-strike pitch to Jackson is outside. Jackson was out of the ballpark at 8 o'clock this morning, taking Whirlpool, cortisone shots for a pulled hamstring muscle. He was a designated hitter in the playoffs. It doesn't go in the World Series. So he has to run now and play the outfield. And can't come up. There's a long drive to deep left going and gone. Jackson is homered to the opposite field. The kind of power that he has, he hits some of the longest shots in baseball. And that's the kind of power that he had in last year's World Series.
Kurt, we mentioned earlier that Andy is a home run pitcher because of his control. He's right around the plate all the time. He led the Dodger pitchers in home runs allowed with 24. So it really is no surprise that a home run hitter hits one off him.
Well, the A's are on the board. They lead 1-0. Nobody on, nobody out, and Joe Rudy up. Rudy hit .293 this year, 22 homers, 99 RBIs. The ball 1. One of the most peculiar stances in baseball, you'll note. An extreme close stance, spread apart. He's no longer underrated. You've seen him enough now nationally to appreciate his outstanding ability. Fouled away, and he seems to get better every year. He's a self-improver. He's a motivator.
I think most baseball men watching the American League and watching Oakland in particular would say that he is the toughest out. You might get him out, but he'll burn your hands.
He can go to all fields. There's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Joe Rudy's on. The A's weren't a hot-hitting team at the end of the year. And, of course, they didn't hit too well in the playoffs. Nobody could against that Baltimore pitching. They had a 1 hit in the final game of the playoffs to beat Baltimore. But it's a team that makes them count. Gene Tennis, for example, hit just .211, but he had 26 homers and knocked in 73 runs and led the American League in walks. He's being played deep and toward left. There's his breaking pitch, a good one right off the end of the table. Struck him out with it. First strikeout for Mr. Smith.
That's the best pitch he's made today. Not just he struck the man out, but it was the first good curveball, the kind that most people in the National League felt. Going into the All-Star game, Messersmith had the best stuff in the league. Then he hurt himself, and he has not been quite the same since.
While Sutton came the other way and finished.
Amazing.
The way Messersmith was starting. Ray Fosse, 196 average, hurt most of the year. Sends a slow bounder, cut off by Say for one. Lopes is taken out at second by Joe Rudy. So winds up a force out from Say to Lopes. 2 down, 1-0 Oakland. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts for Messersmith. Jackson had a leadoff homer. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. End of an inning and a half, 1-0 Oakland. Alvin Dark. The center of the eye of the hurricane all year. Ferguson walked. The Dodgers have runners on first and second. Nobody out. Ron Say is coming up. The Penguin, as they call him here, with his Penguin-like run, with 262, 18 homers, 97 RBIs. You talked about it, Ben. We have on national television. Does he mind being kidded about running like a penguin?
No, not really. And despite the fact that he waddles and runs stiff-legged and rather funny, he has average running speed by the clock.
He has a better-than-average bat. Against San Diego, he knocked in 8 runs in a night game, and against the Cubs, he knocked in 6 runs in an afternoon game. And Holtzman is high and away. It's 5 balls in a row delivered by Holtzman. Alan Ross has 7 RBIs against the Cubs. Anyway, it was a good afternoon. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. A slow roller to short. They go for 1. They turn it over. Out at first base. Very close. They get the important double play, and Junior Gilliam's out there arguing. The first base coach, Say, is unhappy. Let's take a look at it, Tony.
You're seeing one of the underrated double play combinations in baseball. Campy charged the ball well. And look at Dick Green with the on-charging runner. A very close play at first base, and an argument from Jim Gilliam. Here's Campy. He got that ball on the edge of the infield grass, and one of the most agile second basemen around. And was he off the bag?
I would say that he cheated and wasn't even on the bag for the first out.
Over the years, the phantom double play. Dick Green, the reason he made that play is that one of the strongest throwing arms of any second baseman. He can put something on the ball as he's pivoting. 2 down for the Dodgers. Garvey's at third. Bill Russell up. 269 hitter. The strike to him. And Bando's in tight at third.
He has had a bad right elbow, has Russell, all year.
There's a bounding ball to Campanera. Very strong arm. Throws right on the money. And the Dodgers had no runs to hit. They left 1 at the end of 2. 1-0 Oakland. Charlie Finley with his Bear Bryant hat and the green of the Oakland A's, yelling a little encouragement out. I said at the opening of the show he was being sued for $2.5 million. I think I said Mike Lewis by mistake. It's Mike Andrews, who became the sort of the fan of the nation when he was dropped in the World Series last year. Bowie Kuhn, the commissioner of baseball, and his wife. Pitches high and away, 1-1. The man in the dark suit is Herb Schlosser, president of NBC. There's a ball hit sharply to Ron Say, and Dick Green is out, third to first. $2.5 million. Boy, I'd be a little nervous before the series. Wonder why the timing of the opening day of the World Series. It's a year. Not bad timing, I guess. Ken Holtzman walked his first time. 1-0 Oakland, a strike to Holtzman. Messersmith and Holtzman still dueling the starting pitchers. 6 strikeouts for Andy, a high pitch. 1-1. It's what the ball players call a high sky today, not a cloud in the sky. That's a base hit by Holtzman. Down the left field line, he has a chance for 2. Holtzman, who didn't come to bat once this year, is in the second base with a double. Holtzman is second, 1 out. He's been on twice at the bottom of the order. Gets away. There goes Holtzman to third. The outside pitch boxed around by Yeager, and now the A's have a runner on third, one out. Hey, Bobby Winkles heard the yell, Campy, up here. Call him down.
He may be trying to make him aware of some of the throwing arms in the outfield.
Run him down, Ben, from left to right. Run those arms down.
Below average in left, way below average in center, average to a little bit better in right.
Runner on third, one out. Here he comes. Suicide squeeze. They get him in. A perfectly executed suicide squeeze. Holtzman running on the pitch, and it was 2 strikes to the batter. Campaneris did it.
The Dodgers are being beaten by the book because they know he's a squeezed man. We mentioned that he is, and there it is, and there's not very much you can do when it's perfectly executed.
A lot is emphasis put on that batter getting the ball down, and that's important, but it's also important that the base runner does not leave too soon. If he leaves too soon, they'll throw the ball right at the hitter or pitch out. You got to wait till he releases the ball.
Campaneris, an RBI. The A's lead 2-0. In the top of the 5th inning, Bill North has bounced out and struck out. Messersmith's giving him trouble with changeups. That pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes to North. And the suicide squeeze looks like it shook Messersmith up a bit. 2-0 delivery. A strike at the knees, 2-1 to North. Sal Bando's on deck. Dodger fans a little uneasy now. You hear some rumbling through the stands. At 3-2 delivery. It's outside, and one of the best base runners in the game is on, Bill North. 54 stolen bases. He led the American League. There are 2 down. Sal Bando is flying to left and struck out. So keep your eyes at Bill North at first with 2 down, and the A's ahead 2-0 in the top of the 5th.
Andy with a good quick pickoff move, and I can see Alvin Dark in the corner of that dugout saying, Herb Washington, watch the move.
There he goes. The throw, beauty. He's got him. Perfect throw by Steve Yeager, and Bill North is out. Second baseman took the bag. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left.
There it is again, a good quick release by Messersmith, and watch the agility of Steve Yeager. You talk about a strong arm, but it's all in that footwork and positioning and balance, and he's got it all.
Great throw by Yeager at the end of 4 1/2. It's Oakland 2, Los Angeles 0. Well, we're halfway through. Tony Kubek here in the gleaming yellow jacket. Vin Scully, the voice of the Dodgers, ready to take over with a play-by-play. And we've got some ball game going, Vin, in Game 1 of the 74 series.
I would say it's the best we've seen Messersmith look in over a month. So the A's are beating a very good pitcher right now.
Grab her and go.
Okay. The one hitter, as we mentioned earlier, who will adjust immediately is Steve Garvey. In there, 1-1. They play Bando up, but as we mentioned, Lopes rarely bunts, and Holtzman is considered a good fielding pitcher. Big chopper to short, and Campaneris boots it, picks it up, no play. He decides to charge the ball, Tony, and actually he had the easier play rather than get caught on the short hop.
I think he heard your report before the ball game, Ben, where you said it's like a rock pile out there. He wanted to get it before it took that extra hop.
And he goes, hit and run, a big bouncer into right field. Lopes being raised to third. Jackson bobbles the ball, but Buckner's going to hold. Coming to the plate is Lopes to score.
And Ben, you were right in another regard earlier in the ball game when you said the Dodger runners will go on the arms of the Oakland A's outfielders. Jackson has an exceptionally strong arm, but they know it is erratic.
I'll tell you the other thing on Reggie Jackson. Granted, he has a strong arm velocity-wise. It is not that accurate, but, and he did it today, they said on balls hit in front of him, he has a tendency to bobble the ball. And sure enough, as he charged the base hit, he bobbled it, and Lopes was able to score.
We should have a great matchup in this series with Mike Marshall coming out of the bullpen for the Dodgers, and this man for the A's, Fingers, are two of the very best in the game.
Oh, and 2.
This fellow's used to World Series competition. He's now pitched in 13 of the A's last 15 World Series games.
He pitched in 6 of the 72 series and another half a dozen last year. So Fingers picking up for Kenny Holtzman. Fastball. So 2 breaking balls, and then he ran the fastball on the hands to strike him out. He made some very big pitches. And now here's Joe Ferguson. Buckner at second, Wynn at first. 2 out. 2-1 Oakland. Fastball hit him, I believe. Yep. So Fergie to first, Wynn to second, Buckner to third. Watch it again. It'll tail in on him. Joe tries to get out of the way, but there's nowhere he can go. So Ron Say coming up with the bases loaded, 2 out in the 5th. Oakland 2, Dodgers 1. Fly ball to left field. Rudy is right there. Crowd looking at that with their hearts, and the Dodgers get a run, 2 errors, and a hit and leave 3. At the end of 5, Oakland 2, Dodgers 1. Somebody has thrown a frisbee onto the field out there in right field, and Reggie Jackson clears it off.
Where's the dog?
Not yet. Oh, there goes one used frisbee. 2-1 Oakland. Bottom of the 7th. Here's Buckner. Single to left, fly to left, single to right. Right.
We're going to take a look again at that RBI single by Billy Buckner back in the 5th inning after an error by Campaneris.
Foul back. Hit to left field. Rudy going back and has a play.
Right to him.
1 away. Joy doing well out there. It is a very tough field to play, and he hasn't hesitated once.
He made one of the best catches in the history of the World Series 2 years ago off the bat of Dennis Menke, leaping up in the wall in Cincinnati, going away. His glove turned around, palm to the plate, crumpled to the ground with the ball. It was a tremendous catch. It'll always be remembered.
Boy, that is some shot from high atop Los Angeles, looking right down on the ballpark.
Then Sal Bando is really on top of that line now in the late innings against a right-handed batter at third.
Yeah, 1-run lead. They don't want an extra base hit. High fly ball to center field. Bill North is there. And puts it away. 2 down. 0-2. Fastball and a chopper to Campaneris. Got him. So the Dodgers are gone in order. And at the end of 7, Oakland 2, and the Dodgers 1.
This is the setup the A's want now. They have their leadoff batter on, an outstanding base runner, North and Bando and Jackson to follow.
First time he's been on today. The bunt is down. Andy's play has to go to Garvey, and the sacrifice works. So they're 2 out of 3 in bunt attempts. They got a squeeze for a run, and now the sacrifice. That'll bring up Sal Bando.
Well, then there's a lot of talk about all the controversy on the A's, but I think some fans forget they're fine professionals. They know how to execute and play the game. And they're all right into their prime now, 27, 28, 29 years old, young veterans.
Oh, sure. You put a bunch of athletes together from February into October. They're going to have some fights, disagreements, what have you. 0-1 to Bando. They have it in the office all the time, but they don't cover it in the press. Bando flied to left and struck out twice. 0-1. Big chopper. Say goes up to get it, sets and throws low and throws it away. And that's a 1 in a million play. Here comes Campaneris to score, and going all the way to third is Bando, and he's safe. Oh, we were talking about the accuracy of Ron Say's arm. And I would have to say that this is the World Series.
And he had to throw possibly a little off balance, although it looked like he righted himself quickly because the ball took a bad hop. Garvey then gets the ball, and he
was confused.
holds the ball just a little bit, and Sal Ben, who does not have speed, takes advantage of it. Garvey looked home, saw he did not have a play. No one yelled to him as he had his back to that home plate area.
So Messerschmidt just battling now to stay in the ball game.
Alston has the two right-handers coming up, Rudy and Tennis. And they might set up a double play if they walk him. Gonna pitch from the stretch now, Ben.
1-1. High fly ball to shallow, well, medium center, and he should come home and score. Wynn makes one throw, and Ferguson took it with the better arm. The throw! They got him! Oh, what a play! The one arm in the outfield was able to shoot down the runner. Watch Ferguson now get in front of him.
This is a great throw. All the way on the fly. And what a block of home plate by Yeager. Look at that left foot planted.
I asked Jim Wynn if he had to make a hard throw, what would happen. Said my arm would draw up for the next 3 days. I could make one throw, and that's all.
What a magnificent throw by Joe Ferguson to double up the runner, and the A's get one at the end of 7.5. Oakland 3, Dodgers 1.
And right now, Rollie Fingers is a pitcher of record. If he holds on to this lead, he would win the opening game of the World Series. But he's going to face the top of the Dodger batting order, Lopes, Buckner, and Wynn. A shutout so far for Fingers in 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, and no runs.
3-1 Oakland. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Magnificent job by Roland Fingers. And he's accustomed to doing it. Fastball missed, ball 2. He is asked to pitch 4 2/3 innings today. He's got an inning to go. 2-1. Fly ball into center field. Bill North is there. 1 away.
And then in case Fingers falters, Jim Hunter is warming up again out in the Oakland bullpen. That's the ace of the staff, a 25-game winner.
There's Bill North looking up into that glare. He's not had any good jumps on the shallow fly ball, but he picked that one off easily. 1 down, and Bill Buckner will be the batter. Our thanks to statistician Alan Roth, to production stage manager Jim O'Gorman, and field coordinator Huey McDermott, as we bring you first game of the 74 World Series. Ball 1. Buckner has singled to left and flied to left, singled to right and flied to left. So he's 2 for 4. Trying to get aboard for a power hitter on deck, Jimmy Wynn. Strike. 1-1. Jimmy waiting his turn. Record crowd today, 55,974. Breaking ball low, 2-1. Oakland 3, Dodgers 1, 9th inning. Buckner, the toughest to strike out on the Dodger team. And he popped it up. Campaneris coming out, and Rudy coming in. It'll be Rudy. 2 down.
And the A's continue the strong pitching that they had in the last 3 games against the Orioles. The 1 Dodger run today has been unearned.
Charlie Finley with 1 out to go.
Fingers has had an excellent fastball here in relief, really firing it.
He's doing just what they said he could do. Breaking ball and a high fly ball into left center. Back goes Rudy to the wall, leaps up, they bump together, and it is gone. Home run. Couldn't tell for sure. We'll look at that 3 different ways now, Kurt. See how close they came to catching it.
Rudy watching North come over. Up they go together. What a ballet shot this is. and it just cleared.
Now we'll see it another way. Here goes North and Rudy. Boy, you can't tell even there, can you? Now you can see it bounce.
And
one more time.
Angle. One more time. Look at them scissor across each other.
Boy, that was
Ball
one
just
time.
nothing.
I would not about to call that a home run until he was around third. They're looking in the glove to see if the ball is there.
All right, Dark's come out to talk to Fingers. Now he has only a one-run lead and one out to get, and a powerful Steve Garvey up.
Garvey is single to right, grounded to short, struck out and grounded to short. Comes up empty on that curveball, 0-1. So the Dodgers have 10 hits. Here's Rudy again looking in North's glove, and North said it's empty. He goes to right field. It's a base hit. Washington over to get it. And Garvey holding with his second single to right. So the Dodgers are still alive, and his record-breaking crowd roaring for Joe Ferguson.
Some of the fans have started for the exit. They've a hasty comeback. Now Alvin Dark coming out, looking to the bullpen. And he's going to bring his ace on, Jim Hunter, who pitched Tuesday. He opened the playoffs and lost to Baltimore.
Well, friends, there's a break in the action here in Los Angeles. Oakland 3, the Dodgers 2 with 2 out in the 9th inning. Don't go away.
Jim Catfish Hunter, as his name was announced to the crowd, they went, ooh, bringing in a 25-game winner. This is the first relief appearance of the season for him. He pitched last Wednesday against the Orioles, 7 innings. Relief help from Fingers as the A's won the pennant. Now he's back in here again today because he's not scheduled to pitch until Tuesday night. 2 teams play here tomorrow with Sutton against Vida Blue, a 1 o'clock start on NBC Eastern Time, an open game date on Monday, and then they'll play Tuesday evening. So they're asking Hunter to come in and try and get this last out. But Chorick now is running at first base for Garvey, and Joe Ferguson is the man that Jim Hunter's going to face, Ben.
Catfish Hunter is not a particularly strikeout type of pitcher, but he has marvelous control, and he has full command of all of his pitches. One of the big reasons he keeps things down, and he will never give in on a hitter. He'll challenge him all the time. He'll stay on top of him. Joe Ferguson has walked and been hit by a pitch, struck out and flied to center. Bashoric at first, 2 out in the 9th, 3-2 Oakland. Fastball away, ball 1. Ray Fosse holding up 2 fingers to keep everybody in the ball game. 2 out.
This must be strange to him. 1 relief appearance in the last 5 years.
Ball 2. One thing, as a starting pitcher being pressed into relief, he had plenty of time to get ready. He was down in the bullpen longer than he would normally take to start a game. 2-0 to Ferguson. Pashoric at first. 2 out in the 9th. 3-2 Oakland. The Dodgers with 11 hits, but only 2 runs. 2-1.
Dark going all out. The opening game is important. The team that won the opening game has won the series 42 times. The other club 28. And you win the opening game as a visitor, all the more important.
2 balls, 1 strike. Half swing foul. He busted him right in on the hands. 2-2. Ferguson knows he's going to swing. Dark knows that Catfish throws strikes. And so does Walter Alston. 2-2 to Fergie. 2 out. 9th inning. 3-2 Oakland. Pashoric at first. Got him. And that'll do it. As the Catfish comes in and strikes out Joe Ferguson. And the Dodgers in the ninth inning settle for 1 run, a home run by Jimmy Wynn. 2 hits. They leave yet another man. They left a dozen. It'll be known as the Dirty Dozen in Los Angeles. And Alvin Dark and the Oakland A's. Squabbling made the headlines yesterday, but clutch pitching, timely hitting, and a better defense made the headline today. The totals, as you see, Oakland with 3 hits, 3 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. The Dodgers 2 runs, 11 hits.